talkative. I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. Hang on. Ow, ow, ow. Anyway, I haven't been feeling well lately. I'm not gonna be feeling well for quite some time. But, what you call it? If you can't hear me because of it, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I had to put my headband back on. It was like going up my head, and I was like, what the hell? I gotta fix this. Give me a sec. Up. And, oh my god, it's like backwards. Hang on. There you go. I'll fix that shit later. But anyway, the hell? Why did it scrunch up? There you go. Anyway, this is my reaction rant to not the Flash. I'm sorry. I'm sick and delusional. This is my reaction rant to Arrow. You know, Arrow. Season 6, episode 11, titled We Fall. Yeah, let's get into it before I, run out of time again. Or someone interrupts my video somehow. I'm sorry, I'm very delusional right now. I need something to play with. I need some... There you go. Hang on, hold up. Hang on. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna bring you two in here. Hang on. Boom. And you're wondering why these two are significant? This one, right here, this one was given to me by my 5th grade teacher in elementary school. And, it was pretty much, congratulations on passing 5th grade and everything. And when I was in her class, this was actually her Pikachu. She decorated her classroom and there's some stuffed animals in there, and this one was amongst them. And she noticed that every time, if it was recess or break, I would get this Pikachu from where it was sitting and I'd put it on top of my desk or in my lap. And when we have class, it was always there. And then by the end of the day, I'd put it back where I got it. But, she noticed that and she gave it to me. And I named it after her. My teacher's her full name was Marin McCourt. So I named this one Mini Marin, or Eminem for short. So say hi to Eminem. And this one is more special. I know that there's no eyes anymore. My mom always washed this one, and now the whites in its eyes are gone. But, this one's more special to me in my heart, because this is the first Pikachu I ever had. My cousin David gave me this Pikachu literally on my 8th birthday party. And he's been with me since. 19 years later, and he's still this little precious bundle. I named this a girl too. This one's Bolty. Say hi. Anyway, now that I wasted hella time, let's get on to We Fall. What's his face? Kaden James, that internet jerk. Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's decides to attack the city's critical internet infrastructure, pretty much causing explosions everywhere because of it. And it causes a bunch of casualties, which include, unfortunately, the police captain, Frank Pike, which I'm not sure if he was seriously critically injured or he died. I'm not sure. I don't actually remember, but I know he was one of the casualties. And apparently, Kaden James demands a 10 million ransom per day to pretty much prevent any other deadlier attacks, right? What you call it? We also find out why Kaden James is actually doing what he's doing. The only reason he has a vendetta, apparently, against Green Arrow is because apparently 1 year ago, Kaden James had a son named Owen, and Owen was shot and killed from a misfired arrow, which Kaden James believed was from Green Arrow. But according to Oliver, around the time that Kaden James' son Owen was shot by that misfired arrow, he was actually in Hub City at the time, and he was nowhere near the area when poor Owen was shot. So apparently there's another suspect there shooting arrows, and apparently got poor Owen James killed. So, we also find out that, Vincent, aka Vigilante, is actually undercover in Kaden James' group, and he's actually given some information, like important information from Kaden James's group over to Dinah and her group. Because remember, Vincent and Dinah, not only were they partners in the Central City Police Department, they were kind of partners in that kind of way. You know, lovers and all that shit. You know, Dinah is now on a separate team with Renee and Curtis. So apparently Vincent's been giving information from Kaden James's group to Dinah and her group. So one of the critical internet infrastructure explosions, another thing, there was like this cute little family moment in the episode where we see, you know, Oliver, of course, his wife Felicity, and his son Oliver, and they had this cute little bonding moment in the beginning of the episode where they're playing with little toy bows, and, Oliver sucks at it, apparently, which is ironically funny considering he's so good with a normal bow, but when it comes to a little kid one, he sucks at it. And at one point, William makes a joke saying, "That's because you've been out of practice since you're no longer Green Arrow." Of course, William has no idea, right? So I thought that was a kind of cute moment. And apparently also he had ended up having like a field trip or something. And we actually see him on the school bus, and William is getting picked on the bus. Oh, hang on, let me see. Okay, 6 minutes. We see him getting picked on. He's trying to read a book, and these two kids behind him are like, "Hey, your stepmom's hot. Do you like it when she reads books to you?" and all that stuff. William's comeback was like a mini savage moment, because he's like, at least my mom can actually read. And they're like, "I heard that." I was like, damn. Here are these kids all picking on William like, "Oh, so your new stepmom, she's so hot. Do you let her, like, read little kid stories to you at night?" William right now. It's like, at least my mom can read. And I was like, little savage. No wonder he's definitely Oliver Queen's son. Little savage child. But anyway, I believe they're either going to their field trip or they were coming back from it, but they were in this tunnel in, like, traffic, and apparently one of Kaden James's critical internet infrastructure explosion starts happening, and like all the cars behind the bus start exploding and shit. And so we see something really cool with William. He takes control, because like the bus driver already left. He's like, "I'm gonna see what's going on," and pretty much irresponsibly leaves all the bus full of children by themselves. I mean, what if like there was like a runaway killer or something that came through the tunnel, saw the bus, and was like, "I'm gonna get this bus." You know, it's like, what an irresponsible bus driver. But anyway, William takes control when he sees the freaking explosions, and he manages to evacuate all his fellow students off the bus, including the one of the kids that was bullying him, who ended up being so scared that he was the last one off the bus. William had to drag his ass out. And unfortunately, the explosion caused one of the signs to crash down and pretty much box William in, and William couldn't escape. Of course, the one bully kid that he got out of the bus last, he was trying to help him, you know, he's trying to move it, and I'm like, oh, now you're helping him? You asshole? But okay, fine, redemption for the kid. He was trying to save William, but because of the whole thing, of course, Oliver had no choice but to dress up as the Green Arrow, go with Diggle, and try to help free his son, which in turn revealed to poor William that his father was lying, that his father is in fact Green Arrow again. And of course he's hurt by that. He's very offended because his father said, "I'm never going to be Green Arrow again. For you." So of course he's kind of butthurt about that, right? Anyway, Diggle and Oliver, and I believe Quentin, they managed to get everyone to a safe zone. And Diggle and Oliver managed to again reunite with Renee, Curtis, and Dinah, and work together again to pretty much fight James's cabal group. And as they're fighting and everything, William, of course, like, you know, before the fight, they managed to get William back to the bunker with Felicity, and of course, again, he's hurt by all this, and he's all looking at everything, and he's just so passive about everything, because he's hurt by his father's lie. And as Oliver and Diggle go try to save people and help people and fight James's cabal, and they get reunited with Dinah, Curtis, and Renee, respectively, to fight James's cabal, we actually see a little heart-to-heart bonding with Felicity and William, you know, stepmother to stepson. And, of course, they're watching the fight from the camera that Oliver and Diggle both have, and Felicity's like helping William trying to understand. It's like, yes, I know you're hurt by his lies, but it was mainly for good intentions, you know? She's trying to help William see that it was, yes, he lied, but it was for good intentions, you know? And pretty much at the end of the conversation, we have a nice bonding moment between stepmother and stepson, which you hardly ever see sometimes. It's kind of very rare. Well, not really, really rare, but, you know, some kids are not very comfortable with a step-parent. I mean, I have a bunch of step-parents. My dad is literally on his third marriage, okay? And I have a stepdad. So, I have my second stepmom, and I have a stepdad, and I understand that, you know? And the first time my dad got remarried, I was uncomfortable, too, with my first stepmom, you know? It's not very easy for a kid to get used to seeing one of their parents remarry, and you have to get used to this new parent, you know? So it's kind of cool to see William and Felicity kind of have this bonding moment where Felicity's just trying to teach William something, you know? Of course she taught him math and everything, which is pretty cute from the earlier episode. But you know what I mean. And, you know, William, he accepts his dad's duty. And at the end, he pretty much called his dad a badass. Seeing him, like, fight. And there was also a cute moment where Oliver kills one of them, and Felicity's, like, trying to cover his eyes, like, oh, parenting 101, I should not have let you seen that. Right? And I thought was kind of cute. I thought that was a cute stepmom moment. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyway, they end up, you know, succeeding, fighting the cabal and everything. They went their separate paths again. And of course, unfortunately for Oliver, he's also at the same time trying to prove his innocence over the death of Kaden James' son, Owen. Because remember, he claims when Owen was killed by that misfired arrow, he wasn't there anywhere in the vicinity. He claims that he was in Hub City when that happened. So unfortunately, since Oliver was unable to pretty much prove his innocence before the next deadline, he had no choice but to pay the 10 million, mainly so he could buy some time before the next attack. And also buy some time to get evidence that, hey, I wasn't there when your son was killed. I did not shoot the arrow that misfired and hit your son and killed him. I was in Hub City. So he basically ran out of time. And so in order to buy more time to prove his innocence and all that shit, he just gave in to the demand. But anyway, I like this episode. I mainly like the whole William bonding with Felicity. You know, I've never been somewhat of a fan of Felicity that much, but I kind of relate to it because I've had a lot of step-parents, you know? I've had at least now 2 stepmothers, and I have a stepfather, so I kind of relate to William's situation bonding with Felicity, because, like I said, I know it's kind of awkward, and it's good to see a step-parent, stepchild's relationship like that, kind of together, you know what I mean? And I like the cute bonding moment between Oliver and William when they're playing with the toy bow and arrow. That was freaking adorable, you know? And I see redemption for Vincent. He's literally a spy in Kaden James's group, feeding information to Dinah. So I ship that so well, okay? Vincent and Dinah for life, you know? What would that ship name be? Because technically now she's Black Canary and he's Vigilante. Would it be Black Vigilante or Vigil Canary? Vigil Canary! Hey! But anyway, that is my reaction rant to Season 6, Episode 11, titled, We Fall. Bye, guys! Mwah. Good night. And I most likely will see you for the next video I'm going to be recording is for Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 3, titled Lawanda, the Book of Burial. Bye, guys.